Welcome to the MWG Podcast. This is Whispering Tears, joined with Mossta and Westsidious. Today is episode 39 or season 4, episode 9, depends on how you're counting it. And today we're going to cover the recent Evo online and the hype or lack of hype around it. And then we have a fun game where we each will review a single player game and try to sell you, the viewers, and each other on playing it. And then we'll wrap everything up with patch notes on Pokemon Unite. So let's get it started, guys.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about it.
So Evo 2021. Oh, this will be a trip. What, right? This will be a trip listening to this in the future, but Evo 2021 was online, and that first of all, I'm impressed that they even decided to went ahead and decided to do this. But at the same time, fighting games should be streamed. It should be consumed by the general public, and I always think it's a good idea to to showcase like a lot the talent, right? A lot of these guys work, use all their free time, developing their game, developing their their skills. And I think it's, whether it be online or offline, I think the public should see, right? But it's crazy to me how they, that we did it online, and they really did it. As for if it's hype or not, that's another discussion. Like I was saying off the podcast, I mean the level of play is still there, right? The showcasing of the skills, and what is it? Oh my gosh, where am I going with this? Like just the pool of players that that come together for this kind of event. It's still there, right? I saw some great matches, over the weekend. I followed mainly Guilty Gear, and I was still entertained.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Did the rollback netcode factor in you following mainly Guilty Gear, or was it just you're more interested in Guilty Gear?
I was just more interested in Guilty Gear, but now that you mention it, didn't seem like there were any kind of hiccups. I was checking Twitter, checking some threads, and that didn't seem to be. I think the netcode or just playing online didn't seem to be a huge problem. And I think that's great, actually. The Guilty Gear or Arxis doing what they did with the netcode for this game, I really do hope it's the future, right? Because they threw Evo on it, right? And it doesn't seem like it was a huge problem, and we got some good quality games, and it didn't seem like anyone was like, hey man, something's like, X was laggy, or man, this kind of cost me, right? At least from what I've seen, right? Because usually the outcry is the outcry, or the outcry tends to be pretty loud about this kind of thing. But it was just good to see. We had a tournament online, and there have been multiple tournaments before Evo, but just the fact that they had a tournament as grand as Evo, and then
the biggest fighting game tournament
of the year. Yeah, that's not CEO. Yeah, so it's just that to me was cool. You know what I mean? It's just, but to me though, for Evo, it's just an in-person event. That's how I've always enjoyed it. I've been watching Evo since 2010, and yeah, I've always been thoroughly entertained with just seeing the atmosphere, on stream, right? I'm not even there. I'm sure being there would be even crazier for me. It'd be a lot more surreal. But yeah, the event has always just been, it's about seeing the players, it's about seeing the crowd and all the silly signs that they make, and the chanting, right? Yeah. And never forget when DBZ came out, and when Cell was in top 8, everyone was doing the scream. That was tight. I love stuff like that, and that's part of the magic of the FGC. It's like electric, Right. I also liked putting a name to the faces, right? Because I would see a lot of these names all the time, and I would have no idea what they look like. And it was cool just seeing them like in person, or not in person, right? But just to put a name to the face, seeing Daigo, like stone faced Daigo, but actually it turns out to be he's actually a pretty silly guy. That's cool, right? You see murder face Takedo, right?
He really does have the murder face.
You're right. You get to see a lot of these guys. You see guys like Chris G, Filipino champ. It's just cool putting a name to the faces. But that to me is what made Evo. So hopefully next year we can. I see they've already announced it for next year. If I'm not,
is it online again?
No, it's gonna be in person. Yeah, I've seen
back in Vegas.
Nice.
So yeah, that's good. I'm looking forward to it. I had casual friends that were actually looking forward to this, and then when I told them it was online, they're like, "Yo, I sleep." Like, I'm good. So
hey, I can't blame them.
Yeah. Let's hope for Evo. Let's hope for the Evo in person next year. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that Evo was going on this past weekend. I thought it was
Moss, it was a topic.
Weeks of events.
Yeah, it was a topic for in general. Actually, there were actually a lot of videos and tweets like, "Did you even know Evo?" And a lot of people were like, "No."
I don't even remember seeing anything on like event hubs or anything, and that's really confusing. So I think like just the rollout of it, of how they ended up, doing the online tournament was kind of weird, and I think that might have been why a lot of people didn't even know that it was going on. So yeah, I don't know if it was hype or not. I hope the matches were good, and I hope there was no online meta involved, which I think is another thing too. It's like, it's not really the same. It's not the same thing, is it? Online versus in person, it's not like a 1-to-1. I mean, it's pretty close. Right. It's like it's getting a lot closer now, especially with developments in netcode and all that stuff and rollback. So it's getting closer, but it's still not the same. And the whole feel of the tournament is not the same, especially just because it's not in person. Like even with Summit, it wasn't necessarily in person, but the people playing were in person, and that still that helped build the hype for that. Like those grand finals for Summit were ridiculous, and I think the in-person factor of that helps a lot.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it always will be online. I mean, that's just going to be a thing forever. It'll never be the same if you ask me. I mean, I may or may not get crucified for this like 10, 20 years from now. Maybe it will be, maybe we will get to that point. I think that'd be great. I would love to be wrong on this.
In 10 and 20 years, it hasn't gotten to the point where it's like damn near 1-to-1. That's a problem.
It better be better than in person. Like, they might be saying, I don't want to play in person. There's lag.
Right. Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I think when FPSs have LAN events, it's also significantly different. When I've heard Valorant pros talk about playing LAN events, like it's pretty different. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they're able to play their game online at least for the most part successfully. There's definitely complaints there, but it's definitely a lot more. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's definitely a lot more normal to do it for that kind of game rather than for fighting games. I think it's just because fighting games is just so dependent on execution, and a frame or two off is the difference between winning and losing the game. So
yeah,
but both games at the high level are just hard. Yeah,
like traditionally, fighting games, you're playing in person. Like you're next to the person, like from arcade days till like before online was a thing, you were in person playing each other. So it's always going to be different than like a FPS where, for the most part, you're not playing necessarily in person. It's usually online, especially if it's like a PC one. So
yeah, that's a huge part. I like the online meta you mentioned because I'm sure there were a lot of kids
Definitely a
showing up
thing.
in Street Fighter Five.
Online meta is definitely a thing.
It's
Smash
really bad in
players know.
Smash. Yeah.
I think people talk about how certain things are more difficult to react to online. That's another thing as well, right? They're very pro players, actually just players in general tend to be vocal about that kind of thing. For example, the dust attack in Guilty Gear, while the netcode is really good, even from my experience, right? I've very rarely that I've had a really awful connection, maybe one or two games, but the dust attack is pretty quick. And I've heard players talk about like, hey, maybe if it was offline, you could react to the dust attack. Dust attack is pretty quick. So if you're ducking, you can hit. So and playing online, there's only so much you can do, at least right now. So that's one example, right? But I'm sure for other games where the connection might not be, or the netcode might not be as good, there definitely is an online meta, so.
Yeah. Well, I think they just missed on the advertisement of getting the word out because, like Ma said, like I myself didn't know EVO was going on until it was pretty much over.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, this was definitely not. This definitely was not a surprise. It definitely isn't a surprise. I agree. The marketing wasn't the best. Yeah, I'm just like, dude, I don't remember. Usually I'd take a whole last weekend to watch it. Or
Evo's going on,
Yes. Saturday's usually when I care because that's usually when it's like top 100, like top 128 or whatever it is. And then
when out of pools.
Yeah, I'm not asleep, right? You gotta wait for and pools is happening. Got to go to YouTube so they can do the TLDRs and show you the surprises of the pool, right? I'm really trying to watch the top 128. And then Sunday is kind of like, that's kind of the day where I'm winding down, and top eight's happening. So yeah, dude. Seen a Sajam video last week. Is how many people even knew Evo was happening this weekend? It's just telling you, like, this was definitely a marketing kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's another thing missing. I think it was James Chin tweeting that, he wished he was there because the in-person send-off is so much more meaningful when you're in person.
Yeah, him crying is like a ritual.
Yeah.
At the end. It's like
yeah. If it's not there, it's not evil.
Him just like crying at the end, sending us off is just like the perfect, like it's like the icing on the cake. My man is so passionate about the FGC, and it's it's cool, pretty cool to see on stream. So I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, 2022 is creeping up on us.
This is coming by pretty quick.
Yeah.
2022, if Evo's as long as everything's back in person next year, it should be really interesting. There's going to be Kingdom Hearts. King of Fighters 15 should be out. Guilty Gear be out, and like in person again. Like actually to see in person play. Street Fighter 5 is gonna be in its completed season. Like it should be done and people actually be able to just like develop in the game. Hopefully Street Fighter 6 doesn't get announced.
Yeah,
so it'll be really interesting to see what next year brings as far as fighting game competitions.
Well,
hopefully
you guys
we can actually see like full tournaments again.
Same. Miss those. Everyone in and on stream, I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be normal to be wearing masks. It's kind of where we're going. And I'm down with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd have to wear a mask if I go.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. It's gonna be interesting because before when I was a kid, I would always wonder why anyone from Asia, right, was wearing a mask, and like I was just kind of curious. But now that we're in the situation that we're in now, I'm like, why not wear a mask, right? So yeah, I think it's gonna be, kind of, you got to think like this. It shakes up the world, and now we're gonna start seeing masks more often on stream. It's gonna be wild.
It works.
Yeah. So just real quick, we still have the Evo. Oh, I'm telling you this. I don't know if you guys knew this, but this is good to know that we still have the Evo 2021 showcase. It's happening in November, so we still got a little more Evo to look forward to, and it'll be all the winners from the different regions, going up against each other. So we still got a little more competition to look forward to.
So when you say showcase, do you mean like the MBC2 thing that was going to happen, or?
Oh, they're all going to, I think, pretty sure they're
that's
going to
what I
play
want.
each other. They're probably going to play each other.
MBC2 showcase that was supposed to happen last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, me too. I definitely want that. I think what this is they're the best players going to play each other, right? So these guys have already won stuff, and we're going to see, we're going to see the melting pot and see everybody play against everybody. And, who doesn't love that?
Next year, if they are doing stuff in person again, if it's okay for that, I want to see an MVC2 ratio tournament. I think that'd be sick.
Oh, ratio tournament? What's that?
Yeah. So Justin Wong did like a tier list basically, and he ratioed like all of the characters, and I think it's a 7 ratio team. So you can pick, I think like the top tiers are like worth 4 points, and it's like the ones that are like right under them like 3. So you have to like diversify your team, and like it's shown a lot of cool and like creative team combinations.
Mm-hmm.
You just see characters that don't actually get played often. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Growing up, I didn't even know there were characters that weren't Storm, Psylocke, Sentinel, Cyclops, Captain Commando, Magneto. I didn't even know there. I had no idea there was a cast outside of those guys.
I mean, MSS isn't the only team.
Imagine.
So what if you go in with like a low ratio team like Mero, Servbot, and I don't know who else is low.
Flamingo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like your ratio is just 3. Everybody else is sitting on 7. You get like what?
That's your fault. Don't pick a stupid team.
No
body, that's on you.
So essentially, it's a low tier tournament, right? Sorry, I'm still lost on the ratio thing.
Kind of. I mean, because you can pick like, I think if you pick one of the top tiers, though, you're kind of stuck with Servbot. Because I think Servbot's like the only one that's like worth 0.
Oh, okay. I understand now. It has to be
it
has to be the max number, which is 7, correct?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. I think it's appropriate for a game like Marvel 2.
A ratio 4 and a ratio 3, you're basically stuck with Servbot as your third person.
I wanted to see that. The Marvel 2 event too. That was actually what I was looking forward to the most.
Same.
That I don't know very much about Marvel 2. Like I've watched games, but I know what's happening in Marvel 3. I don't know what's happening in Marvel 2. The game is so fast, and it's just when I don't play a game, it's difficult for me to comprehend what's going on screen. Because Marvel 3, I spent so many hours of my life playing Marvel 3, so I understand what's going on in that game. But Marvel 2, it's still, it's an incredibly new concept to me. So it would have been cool watching the in-person event. I was trying to watch Yipes.
Yeah.
So he himself said he ain't playing online, because I don't know how I feel. I've been playing the game for more than 10, 15 years, and I got to play with, in a tournament with as high stakes as that one, with your reputation on the line too. And you can play it online. I'd be Yipes too. He said, nah, I don't want none of that. I'm not trying to lose online. So, hopefully we get to see that.
Yeah. I think it's a cool way to breathe new life into an old game.
Yep.
And speaking of old games, You guys have some stuff to pitch?
Not bad, brother.
Right. So, Wes, you wanted to go first, right?
Oh, I'm going. Yeah, I'm down to go first.
All right. And so, I guess the first person doing their pitch is going to be Westsidious. So, whenever you're ready, man, go for it.
All right. So here we are. We're pitching single player games. Now, I was very sure to choose something interesting. Right. I'm not going to pitch you guys something ridiculous, like Paper Mario or like Modern Warfare 2, something critically acclaimed.
Wait, I thought we said single player.
Oh, you're right, single player game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 technically can be a single player game. Trying to play that campaign real quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wasn't just gonna. What's up?
The 5-hour campaign?
The 5-hour campaign with the controversial airport mission.
Oh, that would not fly today.
Oh, it really would not. Right. So I wasn't gonna say like Skyrim or anything like that, right? So I decided to choose a fun one, right? So I'm gonna sell you guys on a game I like to call Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so here we
It'll
go.
be a tough sale.
Yeah, it will be.
You
I don't
want
expect
The
you
Last
guys.
of Us 2, man.
No, that one's.
Controversial game.
The Last of Us 2 is way better than Cyberpunk 20. No, I actually loved Cyberpunk 27. I don't regret a single moment playing that game, but The Last of Us 2 is way too. That game is so good. I shouldn't even need to sell you on that one. But Cyberpunk is will be a lot funnier for me to sell to you guys, right?
All right.
So let's get into it, right? So Cyberpunk 2077. So the issue with Cyberpunk 2077 is that I think it's mainly a performance thing, right? I think from what I've seen, if you have an older console, it's like a death sentence, right? Like if you're trying to play on a PS4 or like on the older Xbox, it's just not. I guess you can argue that it's not the same game as it is on like a PC or on the PS5, etc. Right? And you know what? I'll give them that one. I'm truly sorry about that one. If anything, that's probably one of the only things that they should have been like, all right, we gotta fix this, right? Because if you get something on day one, right? It's 2021 now. We're still having this problem, but it's got to work as intended. You know what I mean? So I'll give them that one. Otherwise, I thought the game was phenomenal. I love the game. A lot of people will argue about the bugs. Get over it. When Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 came out, and like Skyrim and The Witcher 3, right? Those are critically acclaimed games now. It'd be weird to say that those games are trash. Right. And I'm predicting that Cyberpunk is going to go in the same direction. Inevitably, when the Game of the Year edition comes out, people are going to like, you know what I mean? They'll be like, yeah, you got to play this game. But they won't remember how bad it was. Or, I mean, I guess people will remember how bad it was at launch, but like, they'll like kind of look over what the bugs were. But the bugs to me that were happening were funny. I actually thought they were hilarious. I had this hilarious glitch where I was driving down the street, right? And I just randomly fell through the map. I think it's the only time it ever happened, and it was actually hilarious. I made sure to clip it. But I think I thought it kind of made the game charming. I thought it was funny that a game of this scale, I kind of expect to have a few, hitches. And don't get me wrong, I really do wish we would live in a world where it would come out day one and it would have zero issues. But hey, we're not there yet, so it's cool. All right, I'll look past it. All right. So let me give you some of the stuff in this game, right? So you can create a character. There are 3 different branches, three different life paths, right? I think you can choose between being a corporate guy. Yeah, no, never. I just want to put that out. I did not choose that. It's garbage. So you could be like a nomad kind of character or the street kid kind of character, right? So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that you had to have a slightly different backstory or like different dialogue, right? So that's kind of cool. And I thought the lore was great, right? It's pretty interesting. A lot of social commentary, a lot to do with the state of the world in 2077. And it's crazy because it's 2021 now and it doesn't seem too far off, right? So if you're a big fan of just seeing like satirical content or like any kind of social commentary, or just how ridiculous the situation is in the future, but not so ridiculous, right? To where it kind of mirrors now, then this might be the game for you, just for the atmosphere alone, right? Let's get into the fun stuff, right? So in the game, you can kind of build the character how you want. You could play melee, you could play range, you could be a sniper. You can actually beat the game without killing anyone. I didn't even know that until actually like 10 minutes ago, right?
Undertale?
Undertale? Pacifist run? Right? I believe that too, because in the game you have access to cyberware, and what that means is you can kind of analyze pretty much anything and everything in the game. You can analyze the vehicles, the civilians, the cameras, turrets. You can disable the some of your foes, stuff like that, right? You can make them randomly, spontaneously combust. You can disable their weapons. You can disable cameras. So I definitely believe that there is a pacifist kind of option in the game. However, that's not very fun, and I like to play guns blazing. So I was in there blowing stuff up. I was sniping people, right? The melee option is unbelievably fun, right? There are these things called mantis blades. And if you equip the mantis blades, you got to attack where you could lunge at the foes from kind of like Commando Pro and Modern Warfare 2. Ooh. But in the single player game, yeah, you're damn near teleporting up in there, right? So that was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie, I was dabbling in melee way too late in that game. But yeah, you had katanas, you had like the electric blades, right? You had the mantis blades. They're implants into your actual body. Right, a lot of the game has to do with cybernetic implants, so you can actually increase, you can increase your ability to, hack your opponents. You can do a lot more with them. You can buff your weapon handling skills. You can buff your melee. You could do silly things. You could do silly cybernetic things. You can there's this thing where there are two different options for your legs, where you can have like a double jump. You could buy the double jump implant. I thought that was hilarious, right? In a game like Cyberpunk. So you're out here playing like Mario and in Cyberpunk. Or you choose the other option, which I chose, where if you hold jump, it becomes this extremely ridiculous vertical leap, and you can like vault over really high, really large distances, which I thought was cool. Right. And that's just the cusp of cybernetic implanting, right? There's so many cool things that you could do, right? So if you're like one example would be like if you got an implant where you could heal after killing an enemy, and you heal a certain percentage, right? And again, that's just like the beginning. So crit chances, you could do damage dealing to increasing your damage dealing to robots, stuff like that, right? So there's a huge amount of customization in the game that I think that a lot of people don't know about, because they care more about the bug that set them back 5 minutes. Let's see. You can craft in the game. Crafting is kind of cool, right? If you want to use the good old-fashioned weapons, you can. If you want to use some of the futuristic weapons, you can. There's weapons in the game called smart weapons. I think you don't even got to aim. If you the way it works is that the bullets kind of just, it's not aimbot, but like the bullets will actually track, right? Kind of like a thermal, maybe it's a thermal thing, I don't know. But like if you fire in their general direction, it'll just like zoom into them, which I thought was super cool. All right. So there is that. I'm actually impressed with how many different things you can do with the classes, and just like the freedom that you can play, or the freedom you have with your character. The dialogue is top notch. I actually like the dialogue a lot. The story I was very interested in. Who doesn't love Keanu Reeves, right? I thought he did a great job in the game. It's very wild. I think from the very beginning, things hit the fan, and you're kind of just like on this roller coaster of emotions. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, but But yeah, that's my pitch of the game. I thought, in conclusion,
Mhm.
right? I think that oh my goodness, CD Project Red did exactly what they said to accomplish with this game, and you should play it. Right? You shouldn't. I mean, especially now that it's been out for a while, I think it's in a better state than what it was at launch. So, hey, man, if you need a single player game, and you really like the cyberpunk genre and like the future, check it out.
Nice.
All right. So one question: would you suggest this over GTA 5? Because to me, they're the same genre.
Oh, just like the open world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just you kind of have freedom. That's actually a great question. That's a tough question because I think just like the setting is just so different.
Mhm.
So I might not. It's just because this is FPS and GTA is a third person game. Would I say? Would I recommend it?
I forgot it's FPS.
Yeah.
Oh.
Would I recommend it outright? That's still a valid question though. Shoot. That's tough. That's very close.
I've never played GTA, so
Oh,
I would say no. I love Cyberpunk. I probably would choose to play it over GTA. But if anyone were asking my recommendation, I think I would tell them to play GTA first. Truthfully,
because I've never been in that genre before, maybe like my first time playing open world like that.
yo, just doing stuff is kind of fun. Not gonna lie. So, check it out.
yeah, I haven't played Cyberpunk, but I feel like GTA might just be like a more fun, like it just might be a little more fun because it's like it feels like a little bit more silly and you can just like do random stuff in that game.
Yeah,
it's charming. I love it. Yeah, perfect.
I think that's
I agree.
like where the difference between like if you've never played an open world game, you might want to like lean towards GTA first just because it's a little, you can do wacky stuff in that game.
Not more polished too.
I remember that too. I don't remember there being any controversy when the game launched as
Same.
far as like the game being unplayable. But yeah, I remember when Cyberpunk launched, one of the big complaints was that you customize your character, but you can't see your character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember now that it's first person. That makes sense.
But you look kind of godlike though in the what do you call it, inventory screen. You already know I was playing dress up. I did not care. I had to wear all the hottest gear.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd want to try Cyberpunk just for the cyber aspect, but who am I kidding? I'm not playing any single player games anytime soon.
But that's why we just say it. We just say stuff. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
One can dream.
So, Moss, did you want to go next, or?
Sure.
All
right. So, guys, I was going to go with something a little bit more mainstream, but I think I've talked about that game enough on here.
Uh-huh.
I've talked about Sonic 3 plenty of times. It's a fantastic game.
Uh-huh.
And I think I've talked about God of War enough too, so
right.
Skip out on those and go with something a little bit more obscure, even though it's still within like a very popular gaming franchise. So Pokemon's one of the most like successful franchises that's based off a video game. They've got a super successful card game. They've got the main game. They've got the anime. They've been around for 25 years this year.
Yeah.
And they've done a whole bunch of different things. They got a fighting game. They've got the successful MOBA. What else have they done? They've got rhythm games. Like they got puzzle games.
Rhythm games?
I might be off on the rhythm, but I know they have puzzle games. They had a tapping racing game on the DS. And one of the obscure spin-offs that they did was a game called Pokemon Conquest. And Pokemon Conquest is a tactic style RPG game.
So
on the DS. It's unfortunately like if you can't get it on a ROM, it's really expensive right now. I think it's going for like $75+ if you can find a used one. But yeah, so it's the game on the DS came out in 2012, and it's got a really simple story. It's basically a legendary trainer comes through, and he can conquer all the different regions, and a legendary creator will show up, basically Arceus. So yeah, it has all 17 regions are based off of the different types. So, in Pokemon fashion, every town or whatever has like a gym leader, and the gym leader is usually a Unit-type trainer. Same thing here with the kingdoms, and you go through and conquer all of the 17 kingdoms, and then you do the whole Arceus thing. And just like in Pokemon, you catch different Pokemon. So it's got a whole bunch of different Pokemon, a lot of different original characters, with pretty cool designs. So like a lot of the trainers, like it's set in like close to like a feudal Japan type of setting.
Okay.
So all of the different lords and like rulers and stuff have their main Pokemon, and then their design is kind of like based off of the Pokemon. So like one of the big four, like the Elite Four version of like the Conquerors has like a Groudon, I believe, from what I remember. So his design is kind of based off Groudon. He's got like red armor, and yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like there's a whole bunch of different trainers, and you get to interact with everybody and all that. It's a DS game, so the graphics aren't like super impressive or anything. But I remember like it was a pretty charming game, and it's fun, and it's a simple game. And there's a lot of Pokemon from what I remember. I know you start off with Eevee, and I think similar to like a Fire Emblem, you can recruit like the people that you defeat. So you can get like their Pokemon teams, and each, like I was saying, each area has their own like type specialty. So you can go ahead and pull somebody from like the fire guys if you're weak to fire. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of diversity in that. So yeah, if you have access to a DS and a ROM, because I don't think you're gonna buy it, play it because it's really fun. Just like any RPG, you've got all the different stats and things that affect how you play, and you can build a broken team. Like you don't have to worry about all of the stupid stuff that you have to worry about in Pokemon to actually have a broken team. So it's pretty fun.
I've always been a fan of the tactical games. Just watching a little bit, and it's pretty cool. I like that type advantages actually matter in this game.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, Fire Emblem had the sword, lance, axe kind of triangle, but this is cool, right? Kind of a new dynamic here.
And it keeps a lot of like, that's one of the cool things about the spin-off games that Pokemon does. It keeps a lot of like the core of what Pokemon is. So, obviously the catching of different mons and stuff like that. The tag types a lot of times they actually make a difference, not like in Pokemon Unite.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there's like abilities and stuff too. So it keeps a lot of like the stuff that you're familiar with from Pokemon, like from the main series Pokemon games in it, and it also brings in these other mechanics from tactical style RPGs. And if you look at the case, like the cover for it, you can kind of see how the different lords are designed based off of like the Pokemon that they're like their signature Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
not bad. I watched some gameplay. I've always loved games like this. I actually didn't even know I don't think I knew till high school that I was actually interested in games like this. until I played Advance Wars for the first time. So
that's a fun game.
Yeah, this is definitely something that'd be up my alley.
Yeah, so if you like those kind of games, definitely, like if you like, tactics games and you like Pokemon, I feel like this is like a really good combination of the two. And they should probably make a sequel for this because it's pretty cool.
Okay, so I got a couple questions. One, is Nobunaga in it? Because he seems to be in all their games.
Yeah, it's based. So it's actually the crossover based off of that.
Okay.
So the Japanese title is Pokemon plus Nobunaga's Ambition.
Oh, all right. Because the title or the cover art looked like it.
Yeah. So it's Nobunaga's Ambition is based off of the Tecmo series, kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but I guess it's more of like the tactics version of that. So I think a lot of the characters are kind of based off of that too.
All right. Yeah. Then can you use Hyper Beam?
I think he has Zekrom.
Can you use Hyper Beam?
I don't remember how the attacks work. But yeah, I know you can level up like your Pokemon level up, and then like you as like the trainer levels up and stuff too, or the Lord or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, they all level up together.
Nice. Well, I love tactics, so you already got me sold. I just got to get a ROM again.
If it's not an FPS and I can't build, then I'm not playing it. Where's the battle pass?
No.
Where are the balance patches? Where are the DLC?
No.
Oh, and this game didn't have a DLC, but Nintendo has ways to add.
I'm impressed.
Ways to add their stuff, right? So they had passwords.
What?
You want extra stories? We got passwords.
Wow.
Whoa. That's wild. Oh my goodness. It's pretty weird.
Is Gyarados your favorite Pokemon? Oh, it's too bad. It's not playable in the game unless you have the password.
Yo, that's wild, man. Pokemon is something else.
And at least I think these were free. And if they weren't, they are now because you can just get them online.
Nice suggestion. Pretty obscure recommendation, but I love those. So this was good.
Dude, it's crazy how many different like spin-offs Pokemon have made.
But none of them.
This really
none of them
like the most versatile video game series.
But the most ambitious spin-off to this day they need to remake or re-release. So I don't care what they do. It's easily Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64.
Really?
It's the best. Yeah.
I hate that game.
That game is OD. I was so good. I'm pretty sure there was at least one episode where I talked about being godlike. I was so sick. I almost used profanity, but I'm actually godlike at that game.
I was so bad at that game. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like pinball or something.
Nah. It's Pokemon Puzzle
League.
League.
That already. I forgot that pinball game. I hated that game too because
that was hard.
Never catch all the Pokemon, man.
Yeah.
Like to actually get to the Pokemon that you wanted. Oh my gosh, it was so much work.
Yeah. I remember I got it right before we went on like the family vacation. So, I'm out there while we're driving, trying to play Pokemon pinball and just losing and getting mad the whole time. Oh man, good times.
Did you throw your Game Boy?
Yeah. I did not throw my Game Boy, but it was the first time I put it down. I was like, yeah. Let me look out the window or something.
If you're not throwing Game Boys, you're not salty.
I don't think I've ever thrown my Game Boy. I've thrown controllers.
I don't even think I've thrown controllers.
I've definitely thrown controllers. I've broken a mouse before. I threw my keyboard playing Overwatch. Yeah, but I've never thrown my DS. I've never thought about that. I've never thrown that thing.
It's because there were no bad games on the DS.
That's true. There's no way.
It's perfect.
Naj, you got a game for us, buddy?
Yep. So this one is a mobile game. So if you want to get your phones out right now, go on the Play Store and then look up
Play Store. Whoa.
Oops, the Apple Store.
We got app stores now, boy.
The App Store, whatever. Look up Elements TD, put in code MWG. Tell me if it works because I have no idea. But yeah, my game is a tower defense, and it's based on one of the older Warcraft 3 mods. But so that's what makes it a little different, because when you typically think tower defense, you think like Bloons TD. What other ones? The Kingdom Rush series, and I mean those are good. But this
Balloons TD is tight. You're gonna sell me on this one? Tell me, better than Balloons TD.
It's hard to compare to Balloons TD because that one, like I've played Balloons, just the polish and the replay value on that is huge.
Okay.
But the selling point on this one is at the start of the game, you can choose any elemental faction, and based on what elements you pick, that unlocks the different towers for you. So you can basically make your own combos, your own I don't know, progression based on which elements you pick. So I think it's light, dark, fire, water, earth, and air. And depending on what you pick depends on how you can upgrade the towers. So like, for example, dark and light unlocks a tower that does bonus damage based on missing health. Or if you want to get the light tower that deals super far laser damage, you got to add fire in there. But then maybe like the fire and dark tower sucks to you, or however you want to do it. There's always a different combination that you can go for. So that's where the huge replay value comes in. Because like, you know me, I'm not really big on single player games, but this is fast, it's easy. They have multiple modes, from like the limitless, endless towers to the regular, what is it? Like the regular story mode, I guess. We just do 50 and then you're done. But yeah, it's Elements TD number 2. They have several different maps, several different towers. There's achievements if you want to go through all that. Not me.
Oh, achievements?
Yeah, they have a lot of achievements.
What's the game called, Naj, again? One more time?
Elements TD 2. Use promo code MWG.
Yes, because that definitely works.
One day, right?
Right.
I mean, I forgot to announce it earlier. We're on Spotify.
Oh yeah, we hadn't announced it yet?
Yeah, we forgot to announce that.
Dude, that is so wild to me. You don't understand. Like when I texted you guys, I was actually baffled. I didn't know. First of all, I had no idea that was even our objective in the first place. Actually, had no clue that you guys had plans for that. So when when you told me that, shout out to Kaiser again, by the way. But when when you're thanking Kaiser and you're like, hey, we're on Spotify, I had to go like look at it. I went to my phone immediately to go check, and I was just like baffled. I was like, yo, we're really on here, because it's just an application I use like every day. So it's just crazy to see that we were on it, so. But yeah, it's go check us out on Spotify. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah. We made it.
Yeah, I thought we did in the end. But we are also on oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you saw that? Yeah, you saw that.
We're also on Apple Podcast, guys.
Audience has no idea what we're talking about.
So one more time, Moss? What was that?
We're also on Apple.
Yes,
Apple Podcast as well.
We are on there. That is phenomenal, dude. We're gonna go from 3 viewers to 8.
We need Google Podcast still.
I mean, the next step is, being featured on Joe Rogan, I guess.
Oh man.
Stepping stones. Get on Spotify. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan gonna ask us to sell us on the concept of playing video games as a hobby alone.
That'd be a tough one.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it would. Every time I'm a fan of the show, by the way. I haven't listened to it in like a year, maybe, but like I actually enjoy the podcast. But yeah, I just he seems like he's pretty open to just listening to his guests. So yeah. If anything, he'll just be like, yeah, he'll agree, but I don't know if he'll really agree, but he'll agree.
Yeah, we won't see
maybe.
him playing Cyberpunk, Pokemon, Nobunaga, and Element TD after the thing.
Oh, he'll definitely be playing Elements TD.
He'll be using the promo code MWG.
Oh my goodness. But yes, go check us out on those streaming services. We are very excited about that. All right.
So I guess our last little bit of news is to cover the news on Pokemon Unite's patch notes. You guys go ahead and take the lead on this because I haven't played and I haven't read the patch notes. So I don't know.
Let me bring up these patch notes. I think I read it. I was reading it last night. So, let's see. Let's bring this up, man.
I forgot they have their own Twitter account.
Do they really? I don't think I actually had no idea. Now, is there any way for them to patch the solo queue experience?
You want the net chat?
Nobody has ever solved that problem in MOBAs.
I think you mean in general.
There are a lot of updates.
Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I was so tight yesterday. I was playing, it was yesterday or 2 days ago, where I was playing, and I think I was in the top lane, where I was playing top. Oh, no, sorry, I was playing bot, right? And no, actually, no, I think this was top. I think I was just helping the lane because this was like mid game, and I was 1v1ing one of the DPSs, right? A damage character. I don't remember which one, but I swear to you, I was 1v1ing. I had full health, and he had like 3/4, right? This was winnable if someone had helped me. Oh my gosh, my Pikachu or my Zeraora was in the bush right there where I could see him, not helping me, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't AFK. So I was just like, can they patch the solo queue experience, please? What is this?
That's a feature. That's how it should be.
I'm done. Anyway, let's get into some of the balance changes.
I like these.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read all of them like straight up, but I'll talk about some of the ones I think. So I see Crustle Stealth Rock. That move sucks, by the way. I think it's
trying to buff it.
I think stealth sucks, right? So the cooldown's reduced and the damage dealt increased. Thank goodness, because I actually like that move and I wanted it to do more. I just remember taking it once and I was like, why would I take this over the other thing? Like, what is this? Not only do you need the read in the first place and then eat the placement, but you got to think when you use the move. And this wasn't worth it when it do no damage.
It's like they just buffed Garchomp all over the place.
That's good.
Or movement speed update, or got upgraded. Or it said movement speed changed. I don't know if that means it went up or not.
Oh,
they
that could
reduced
be
cooldown on Dragon Rush and increased damage on Bulldoze. Your boy got nerfed a little bit. Slowbro.
Yeah, no, don't talk about that. That's actually dumb. First of all, you should have already been playing someone else that wasn't Slowbro, right? Should have been playing Snorlax. That's the real move. Or the other guy, which is Crustle. But there was nothing wrong with Surf. It was cheap, but it's fine. It's supposed to be cheap. That's what he has, right? Don't talk to me
It
about
wasn't
surf.
even that broken.
Yeah, it kept you in place, but it's fine. It did exactly what it should have been doing, right? So that
Oh,
why the duration has decreased is beyond me, right? So I guess they buff Scald. So
I don't know
with
why
that being
it moved ass.
so with that being said, I will still not be taking it. I don't know why I would until I see that it's what I mean. So
Yeah, that's kind of like what happened with Cinderace. I think they kind of nerfed Blaze Kick a little bit, and then they buffed Pyro Ball, but they didn't make Pyro Ball good enough for it to be picked over Blaze Kick.
mm-hmm.
It's like some of these nerfs and buffs don't really negate like them picking the other move that you nerf.
His auto attack range is still out of control though, which is fine. Which is more than okay with me.
He's ranged, man. He needs to have that good range.
Yeah, there's ranged and then there's Cinderace. My man's not even on the screen when he's hitting you. don't act like you're not getting hit and you can see him. Like he's you're like, yo, I can't even see him on the map. Like, how is he hitting me? Oh my goodness. All right, so Snorlax, right? So Snorlax is a problem. He doesn't die, bro. You know it. That's why Kaiser plays him, right? Because he doesn't die. It's cheap.
No, he doesn't die because Kaiser plays him. You got to get it right.
Okay. Okay, so one of the things, so block, the duration of effects.
Annoying.
That block was out of control. Block was so godlike. Like you could block the whole lane going to Zapdos. You could pin people against the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was unstoppable. Like, dude, like maybe I should test it before I sleep. I don't know, but that move was ridiculous.
Yeah, Block was stupid, and they reduced some of the his HP recovery from his ulti.
Good.
That was ridiculous too.
He doesn't die.
Yeah.
Dude doesn't die.
And they reduced his damage because, I mean, if you're not going to die, at least don't DPS everybody. You know? That's not fair.
All right, so.
Then a lot of the other stuff just like bug fixes, which they're not very specific about what those are. So yeah.
I think the Reddit post has some. Let me bring that up because there actually was some changes that I did that I thought were notable. So let me go ahead and bring that up. Let's see here. Yeah, some of the items.
Yeah, the items, it just says stat decrease or increase, which.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Good thing I posted.
So none of this stuff goes into effect until the 18th.
Okay.
So.
Okay, guys, check this out. Right, I actually agree with this one. The eject button, also known as flash, the cooldown has increased. You know what? That's fine. Yo, you can flash mad. You can flash mad quick after you do it the first time. Like, that's real, right? Like, you were flashing it all the time. I'm fine with them making it longer to flash because you're getting away with murder like a lot of the time. So I'm more than okay with this. Let's see. Oh, you guys, good news. After respawning, Pokemon are immune to enemy attacks for a brief period. So now it'll be even less miserable when you're getting spawn camped because it's a stomp. Yeah, some of those normal games are a doozy. Man, I feel so bad. And some of those guys be like my little brother's age. And like when it's just like 900 to 100, right? And they're camping spawn. And maybe they could leave this time when they're immune.
No, you're not allowed to leave.
Auto surrender. There's like 800 points difference.
My goodness. So yeah, I guess there's definitely some more changes here, but I think those were some of the ones that there are a couple bug fixes too. I think are good.
That Blissey's coming out before Blastoise or Clefable.
Oh, I thought Blissey D confirmed Clefable. So they're both coming out?
I don't see why Clefable wouldn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think Clefable was like, I don't know if they had already announced Clefable beforehand, or if it was like a leak or something. But yeah, considering that like Blastoise is in the trailer and Blissey just came out of nowhere, it's still a little weird.
Yeah, but I was looking at Blissey's move set. It's pretty interesting, right? I'm actually glad they added a support because there are not a lot of support. Let's just be real here. What do you got? Eldegoss, Wigglytuff. Is Mime even really a like? I mean, I guess he has barrier and guard swap, but even then, like
different type of support.
I don't know. Yeah, I actually did want another support hero, or Pokemon or whatever it is. So operator. There's too many names now. So there. So yeah, I think.
What are you playing, man?
I don't know. Siege, Overwatch, you name it. So what is her? What is her
7?
What is her gimmicks here? So removes all status conditions
from Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it goes cooldown after it's triggered.
Yeah, so you can remove status conditions, right?
That's big.
So that's pretty interesting. Right. So maybe if Snorlax is if they had a yawn, I guess, or does that mean I wonder if that negates telekinesis from Slowbro? I don't know.
It should.
Should? Okay. All right, that sucks, but it's okay, I guess. Telekinesis was kind of ridiculous.
It's not very
Kind of.
Well, I'll argue against that. I'm biased, but I don't care. I argued.
Well, I mean, for example, in League and Dota, that skill is an ulti. So
I don't see the issue here. It's a normal ass skill. Don't see the problem here. It's a disable and it's a pull at the same time.
Yeah.
That seems fair to me.
Oh man, could you? I couldn't imagine if Malzahar could pull people to him, or Bane doing that. Oh my god, that would be broken. So it's better than their ultis in the basic skill.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so she has heal pulse at level 1, 2, 3. You could heal, so that's cool, right? If you heal early in game. So let's say your Pikachu randomly decides to be in the bush out of position completely and 2v1s. I guess you can slow down to death with heal pulse. She's helping hand, which buffs movement speed and basic attack speed. Man, that's gonna be ridiculous with Cinderace. That doesn't sound very fun. Let's see, Egg Bomb. That looks like it's damage and decreases movement speed opposing Pokemon. Okay, yeah. So I'm seeing the Heal Bell, which removes all status conditions. That's gonna be interesting, right? So she can remove all status conditions, make it immune to hindrances too, which is really nice. Oh, an upgrade gives a shield. Damn, people are gonna be tanky. So you're gonna have to choose between at level 6. You're gonna have to choose between a cleanse and a heal because the other one is soft boiled, and you can throw an egg to an ally, and you heal as well. So both your teammate and you recover some HPs, and you can keep up to 3 uses in reserve for the move. That'll be interesting. I think Blissey will be sufficiently annoying.
Should be fun.
Should be fun to play with. The ult gives teammates an egg, granting shield, increasing attack in general and special attack. It also intercepts a portion of the damage received by that. That's interesting, right? You can save your teammate with this. Oh, and it throws other Pokemon around it. Yeah, this is gonna be annoying ult. That's great. So yeah, should be fun. Might play a little before bed. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm glad to have a new healer.
Me too.
I wonder if she'll be as bad as Eldegoss was.
Maybe.
Eldegoss kind of cheap, right? I think Eldegoss.
don't know how she is now since they, did the first batch, but
I don't play her myself, so I don't know.
But yeah, first couple days would be the best time to play and see how broken they are before they get patched anyway. So,
so yeah, I guess still brand new game, so we gotta see. Got a lot more game left. See what they decide to do, but still having fun. So we'll see.
Well, you never know. Pokemon has 800 other choices too.
I think we're at 900.
You're right.
Oh, 900 more. But yeah.
And if Gen 9 comes out next year, it'll probably be about 1,000 and change. So,
oh no. It's the platform fighter. That's what I want.
No, we're gonna get a kart racer next. Oh, my bad. We're 898.
No, 898. Okay.
Kart
Yeah,
racer.
we're gonna getting a kart racer next.
Gary, I'm playing Squirtle. I'm a Squirtle main. What type of advantages are in Mario Kart?
I'm playing Growlithe.
Right. Well, it's been a great episode. It's an interesting year. It's unprecedented
games,
times. Yeah. Go play those games. And go play Pokemon Unite. Get those Blissey matches in.
Go play Cyberpunk 27. And while you're at it, go play Last of Us 2 as well.
All right. Well, signing off.
Let's go later.